Thank you very much. In 1992, fibromyalgia was formally recognised and included within the World Health Organization International Classification of Diseases. I think, Minister, that is a really important point. In July 2017, after the successful efforts of the Patient and Client Council of Northern Ireland, the condition was declared a long-term disability in Northern Ireland. On January 15, 2019, recognition of fibromyalgia as a disability in mainland UK was debated in Westminster. Fibromyalgia is part of the wider spectrum of chronic pain conditions. It can be described as nerve dysfunction resulting from amplified processing of pain and sensory information. There is no cure for fibromyalgia. It is a lasting, lifelong condition. Patients experience many different symptoms. The main symptom is widespread chronic pain, which is very severe in many cases. Patients also experience severe debilitating fatigue. This is not to be confused with being tired. This fatigue can be compared to what can be experienced during a severe flu-like illness, and it is not relieved by sleep. Another symptom is what is commonly called fibrofog. This describes cognitive issues such as memory problems, short attention spans, difficulty with focus and concentration, problems with word finding and slow speech. Patients often suffer from migraines, restless leg syndrome, irritable bowel syndrome, being unable to regulate their body temperature, hypersensitivity to sound, smell, light and other sensory information. Depression and anxiety often result, as the condition can be very difficult to live with. It is not known how many people in Ireland suffer from fibromyalgia, as it is not known how many people in Ireland suffer because there is no register. And we need that sorted out as quickly as possible. The establishment of a registry is of utmost importance, and financial assistance from the state for this is needed. Globally, it is estimated that around 1 in 20 people is affected. However, numbers are likely to be higher. Fibromyalgia is an invisible disability which makes it often extremely difficult for patients to experience recognition by their families, work colleagues, neighbours, even spouses and partners. Many patients are unable to work and depend on financial support. They, however, face enormous difficulties when applying for social welfare benefits. This must urgently be addressed, as it causes enormous stress, which is detrimental to the condition, causing a vicious cycle. Fibromyalgia is a lifelong, chronic, debilitating condition, rendering many people unable to work, thus financially dependent on the support of their families. It is neither recognised as a disability in Ireland, nor is it listed on the long-term illness list, I understand. The long-term illness list hasn't been changed for the past 40 years, but fibromyalgia has emerged as a condition that absolutely deserves its place on this list. Fibromyalgia is an extreme, demanding and expensive illness, as self-management, including multidisciplinary support, is expected from the individual patient. I can't understand how patients are expected to fund these treatments advised by the HSE themselves. On July 11, 2012, a group of fibromyalgia representatives briefed the Health Committee in Leinster House on fibromyalgia. On January 24, 2018, Fibromyalgia held a presentation of fibromyalgia in the AV room in Leinster House. Concerns might have been taken on board. However, nothing has happened and nothing has changed. Until recently, the Department of Social Protection had Protocol 6 accessible online. Protocol 6 discussed chronic pain and fibromyalgia in detail over 63 pages. One part mentioned fibromyalgia as follows. Fibromyalgia is a chronic condition. Although symptoms may vary in intensity, the condition is unlikely to completely resolve. By the way, Protocol 6 has now disappeared. The Disability Act of 2005 defines disability as a substantial restriction in the capacity of the person to carry out a profession, business or occupation in the state, or to participate in social or cultural life in the state by reason of an enduring physical, sensory, mental health or intellectual impairment. Fibromyalgia can render patients incapable of work, leading a normal social life, caring for their families. Severely affected patients are unable to leave their house to walk, to shop, to drive, let alone to work, to enable them to gain financial independence. These patients fulfil the definition of Disability Act 2005 in every sense. I ask for your support to have fibromyalgia classified as a disability, Minister. I have never any doubt about your sincerity. You are a very sincere person, but your department and the senior minister need to take this on board. And you know, there's a certain mocking of this situation, a certain mocking of it. I use that word. and we have to get out of that and understand that a lot of people suffer from it. My apologies, last time I went on a little bit longer.